Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. All right. So this is I guess, progress update video for everyone that that watches my videos. I know it's been a little while. I do play the game, and I play it often. But I wanted to do a quick gear update on where we are, then maybe take a look at the logs. Been doing some big things for the Enhancement Shaman. I'm also doing a demonology warlock to see if I can do the same things with him. So I do play it. We raid a lot on Fury White Mane. It's populated. Of course, they're competing with the Season of Discovery player base. But anyway, so let me give you a quick I guess, armor update. Yeah, and we'll go from there. All right, welcome back again. So, Crown of Destruction, we have that. Super Biss, we're going to have that forever. Some of the newer items we have are the trinkets. I was able to get Jam Gabar. I paired that up with my Badge of Swarm Guard, as they do not share the same cooldown. You can use both in tandem, in concert with each other, which is major damage uptime. Now, Shamans do have threat issues along with Warlocks. Ours are spiky when you get a double or sometimes a triple Wind Fury proc. It can lead to death really easy. So what I've been doing is gathering some trinkets for that. The Eye of Diminuin, I think that's how you pronounce that. Maybe I'm wrong. It gives you 2% spell crit, but also reduces your threat by 35% for 20 seconds. And for when I'm world buffed or unbooned, you combine that with your Fetish of the Sand Reaver, it gives you baseline threat reduction by 70%, so it's double what the eye is. So you can have, when you're world buffed, you can be able to use these instead of your offensive trinkets if you're having threat issues. So that's the kind of the plan I have there for world buffs. It's, of course, Dark Moon Fair Week. As you guys can see here, we got the Dark Moon Fair buff, so that means we're really going to pump this week and try to break down and get some of these world firsts for Enhanced Shaman. And I'll show you the logs on what I'm trying to work on. But gear, Eye of Hakar, the only thing I think is keeping me from being Biss is the KT neck, but we're a loot council for that, and I'm like way down in line since I was able to get Minor Menethil. But I think that's the last upgrade really to this. So this is like third Biss. I'm not going to go for the one in AQ because we run GDKP AQs, and four extra attack power is not worth the 12s or 13,000 gold that it's going to cost to get that neck there too. Mantle of Wicked Revenge, it's Biss, of course, for your Enhanced Shamans. Plus, we have the Saf attack power enchant on it, which gives you some crit too. So I'm Biss there. Your Cloak of Concentrated Hatred, if you are hit capped. If you're not hit capped, this is Biss. I do have that. If you are totally hit capped, then you will go for the one-off Saf. But once again, that's Loot Council for my guild. I am not in for that. So this is my Biss. I should put subtlety on this one, like I have for the Cloak of Firemaw. That would help me a little bit with threat. But once again, our threat is spiky as an Enhanced Shaman. Ghostskin Tunic, Biss. I should try to find an enchanter with all +4 stats. Right now I have +3. Karaji Execution Bracers, Biss. We're not going to get better than this. +9 strength, that's 18 attack power. Squared away on that. Your Gloves of Enforcement, this is Biss if you need the hit. If you do not need the hit, or the 28 strength, which makes it Biss, you can go for the 2.5% gloves in AQ40. But I go for this one because to me the stats are better. +15 agility, that's giving you a 0.5% chance to crit. Was able to get this. This is new. Belt of Never Ending Agony. So it costs to be like 50k gold or something crazy in AQ40 GDKP, but it was worth it. 64 attack power plus a chance to crit and a chance to hit. It's perfect. This is your best belt, even though it is leather, so you're going to be competition from rogues. But it's your best. Try to get it. It's going to cost a lot to get it if you're doing a GDKP. If you get it in SR, you're in perfect place. Your Leggings of Apocalypse is damn near 4% chance to crit. It's crazy. 31 agility plus 2% critical strike. That's giving you damn near 4% critical strike chance. It's massive. Plus 30 attack power, high stamina. It's perfect. So get your leggings. Drops off of 4 horsemen loot. The boots of Shadow Flame. Now, there's 2 boots that are in competition with each other. It depends on what you need. This, if you need hit, you get 44 attack power. There is no agility on it. There's no crit on it. If you go for the boots in AQ40, I think it's off the first or second boss. I could be wrong. It's a male set of boots that gives you all the stats you need. It does not have hit on it. So, of course, you'll get more agility, more crit chance with those male boots. And, of course, it's male, so you can use it. It's itemized perfectly for an enhanced shaman. But if you do need hit, this is your best you're going to get. All right. Rings. We're able to get BIS rings, finally. Quick Strike ring, Molten Core. Cool thing about Classic. You'll start, you can go to the first raid and still get BIS items. That's perfect itemized gameplay for Classic WoW. It's perfect. You don't have to go to Nax to get all of your BIS, which still allows people to run the older raids. It's just smart planning, and I think it was like coincidental for the developers of World of Warcraft, but it works. Quick Strike ring. A lot of people gonna be bidding on this. Rogues, your warriors, enhanced shamans, hunters. It's a great ring. But it does have strength, so just keep that in mind. It should go to your warriors or your shamans. Band of Unnatural Forces. I rolled a 98 on this in Nax, so I'm super happy to get this. For Nax GDKPs, it probably goes crazy. There's always, if it's like a soft reserve run, there's always going to be about 10 plus people on this damn thing. It's one of those highly sought after items. I was able to get it with a 98. 52 attack power, 1% chance to crit and hit. It is amazing. It's the best ring in the game. So we're able to get this. I also have a Band of Acura when I did need hit. I don't need it now, but when I did need hit, I also had this one, which gives you almost a 1% chance to crit with the 16 agility and 2% chance to hit, which is great. Of course, we talked a little bit about the trinkets already. I'm using Jam Kabar. I'm using Badger Swarm Guard. That's my main line trinkets for attack. For threat reduction or threat mitigation, I have the Eye of Dominion and, of course, Fetish of the Sand Reaver. And then, of course, when Badger's on cooldown, because it is a 3-minute cooldown, I swap in the Earth Strike, which gives me some attack power. And that's on a 2-minute cooldown. So those are my trinkets. And, of course, the big dick item is I was able to get Might of Menethil. This is the best weapon in the game, basically. Strongest. Your two-hander, it doesn't get any better than this. It's better than all the legendaries as far as main attack power or damage concerned. A top end of 435 damage, 95.3 damage per second. It's a monster. 2% chance to crit on it, and that slow 3.8 attack speed. It's great. So you're able to do like 1K white hits, and you get up between 3 and 5K. 3 and 5K critical strike hits. So it's pretty awesome with that. So that's the gear. What I wanted to get into is the logs. So let's talk a little bit about logs real quick. All right, these are my logs. Right now it's showing, I think, Blackwing Lair for some reason. You're able to see here that we are rank 5 world enhanced shaman for Nax. We're trying to improve on this one. In AQ, we're 18. Blackwing Lair, 19. Don't really do Ani. I only have one logged attempt for Ani. The main one we concentrate on is Molten Core, and we are ranked 4 worldwide there too. We'll talk about some of the number ones I have. Was able to get world best for Flame Gore. So we're tops there. And that's pretty much the only one that we're strong on it besides Chromagus. This is the first and only boss I was really unbooning on throughout my times. I think maybe out of these 21 attempts, I probably have about 10 of these where I unbooned. And right now we're 6. So you get like, different nature and fire vulnerabilities, and you can really pump on Chromagus. This is impressive. I wasn't planning on getting the world first, but I was able to get that clean 100, which was great. It's a little harder on these other two, especially Fireball, because it's so spiky. Yeah, so like I said, you see some of these are as a resto. Let's get into the nitty gritty stuff. Let's talk about Nax. Let's talk about Nax. Nax. Yeah, so we pump Enhanced Shaman on all of Nax. We are top 2 world as far as patchwork is concerned. Most of these are unbooned runs, which is great. So the patchwork, we're making some progress there too. On Thaddeus, I also have top 2 world for Enhanced Shamans, which is cool. That's also hard to do because, one false turn and you're dead on the ground. But we do have top 2 world there. Top 4 world for Grand Widow Faralina. I was top 2 there, but a couple of other pumper Enhanced Shamans started pumping there. And most of the time we don't do this with world buffs. So most of these, I think it's probably world buff, but the most time I'm fighting them based on when we pop world buffs now in my guild, the Grand Widow fight is going to be booned, not unbooned. Yeah, we got some good ones though. Some 95, some 97, some strong stuff there. As far as the other fights, 4 Horsemen were 5th world, and then Saffron were 6th. Most of the 9 kills are always going to be unbuffed. Well, not well buffed, I should say. Will be buffed. So that's a possibility we can get into the top 5 on Saf. KT's, like I said, a spiky fight, especially when it goes into the transition phase. I die there a lot. Not perfect by any stretch of the means, but we're top world 6 on that one there too. So that's Nax. We're trying to get there. Kilroan has, I think, the most number 1s as far as Enhanced Shamans. Hopefully he still plays, but we're going to try to be doing some work, getting some of these down. But I concentrate the most on Molten Core. Yeah, I love coming into Molten Core buffed up and ready to go, unbooned. So we were able to get Magmadar top 1. This was in a pug, which is crazy. First time I'm really talking about it on stream. I was in a pug and we unbooned, and I was just doing my thing, and we were able to get world first for Magmadar. I think I had, I think it was 10 plus world Wind Fury crits, and a couple of triple procs were in there too. It was crazy, and I had to down throttle and pop a lip during that fight, and I still was able to get top 1. So imagine if I used threat trinkets, because I did not have my threat trinkets during that fight. This was maybe about 2 months ago when I was able to get the world first. So imagine if I was able to pop my threat trinkets and not be able to down throttle using a lip. I could possibly get this DPS higher. Now, of course, your ranks are dependent on your DPS. It's ranked on highest DPS for the fight. So we'll see. There's possible ways to kind of improve on this 1,000.2 DPS. So we'll see. Other than that, of course, we unboon for a lot of these. You got a lot of 99s for these 3 fights here. These 3 fights I normally have world buffs rolling on. Not so much these. I never pop world buffs on Gar, so you're never going to see me in the top anything there because, of course, he dispels, and the Darmal buffs are very key to what I do as far as DPS, because I use all 3 of those buffs for Enhanced Shamans, as we use mana, we use intellect, and we're melee fighters. Anyway, and then of course Rag, spiky fight. Once you're in as melee DPS, good chance to die, so I rarely have world buffs for this. You're not going to see this go too high. But these fights, you see, I'm in the top at least 4 for these. Um, I can be able to improve and possibly get clean 100 on these 3. Yeah, and then Lucifer, I was top 2, but like I said, the enhanced shamans are pumping, which is a good thing. I love to see that. So that's the review of the logs. You can see here where we are as far as expansion all stars. I concentrate mostly on Nax and of course Molten Core. These are like filler raids where you're just getting gear, but I can really unboon and be confident in myself in Molten Core. And of course, you're always going to be unboon trying to clear stuff in Nax. Yeah. So that's that. As far as the gear update, wanted to make a little video. Didn't go too long. 15 minutes is great. The last thing I wanted to talk about in the video, we're going to try to drop this either today or tomorrow, is to get your festival dumplings. I learned today that being an enhanced shaman, the main thing you do is fighting mana downtime. And so these dumplings you eat them. So it stacks with your drinking of your mage water. Of course, your mage water gives you 4,200 mana per 30 seconds, but that's using your drinking function. You also get mana using the festival dumplings. You get 4% of your health and 4% of your mana over 25 seconds. But since you eat these, you can be drinking and eating at the same time and getting mana per second for both. That means your mana is going to be double the rate, which is great. And you can have a less downtime and more chances to bonk with your big Hand of Rag, Might of Menethil, any axes or maces that you use for your enhanced shaman. So that is a pro tip at the end of the video. Go around, find your elders, which is they offer you these coins of ancestry. You go to Moonglade, you teleport to Moonglade in Orgrimmar or Stormwind or Ironforge if you're on Alliance, I don't know. But you go around collecting these ancestries from these guys, these elders, and 1 coin equals 8 dumplings, which is great. And there is no limited duration on the dumplings. You keep them forever. So this should be a pumping week with your Darkmoon Fair, but it's also a time to be able to get your Omen buff in Moonglade, and also your dumplings in Moonglade also, which you can use with your Mage Water, which should help me kind of get to some good places on the world logs for enhanced shamans. So that is the update. Thank you for everyone who watches the videos for enhanced shaman coverage. There'll be some demonology lock coverage also on the channel, and of course my OGs who watched me as a clicking spells undead fury warrior get Thunder Fury and Scarab Lord in classic WoW. Thank you guys for being friends, being viewers all the way up until this point. Definitely appreciate you. We are still gaming. We don't stream too much, but I might do a stream tonight, as this week we're going to be doing multiple raids in Nax, multiple raids in Blackwing Lair and Molten Core as we do those GDKPs. So you guys can kind of see how we're pumping. Concentrating on the Demonology Warlock, but we are damn near BIS on the Enhanced Shaman. We're living the Enhanced Shaman, Chad Shaman dream. And I will check you guys later. All right, be good.